What if you could show any business owner how they can double the profits of their business in 5 minutes? That's what this training is all about. Maybe you're in a season in life, you like, you know what, I like to give back. I like to help people. I'd like to be a part of the solutions in the marketplace and help business owners grow their business. You really see yourself in this season of life. You know, you've got experiences, you have a background that you can draw on, but you don't have resources, you don't have tools. Well, a tool I'm going to show you today is something that we utilize in our Done For You system that we give to our coaches in our business coaching networks. My name is BJ O'Neill. If you don't know who I am, and I lead a team of coaches all across the country called Business Coach Mastery. And one of the things that we do is we talk about accelerated profits. And we also set up a context called counterintuitive thinking. In other words, a lot of business owners have been taught, or they think assumptively, what they should be doing to own that business and certainly to grow it. And in most cases, we find it's actually not accurate, which I'm going to show you and going to talk about. So kind of setting the stage real quick. Perhaps, again, you're in that season where you want to grow a business coaching practice. You want to start one. You don't have the resources. You don't have the tools. That is what we do inside of our Done For You system. That is what I'm going to show you today. But when we are talking to a business owner, we have to understand, number one, many of them, it's just they don't know what they don't know. A lot of them, they started a business because they didn't want to be in the 9-to-5 grind anymore in the corporate America. They wanted more flexibility. They wanted to own their own, domain or whatever. Well, that doesn't mean inherently that they understand how to grow the profits and the revenues of the business with simplicity. They're typically focused on operations, and you have to be, for it to be fair. However, someone has to be focused on the strategies that are needed to grow the business effectively. Okay, so one of the strategies that we use as coaches to interact with prospects in building our business coaching practices is we utilize a kind of an angle, if you will, that we can sit down with any business owner and show them how to double the profits of a business in 5 minutes. All right, we utilize a tool. It is a simulation tool that we use to do this very thing. Here's why this is so powerful. One, as a coach and as a strategist, it's not about just what we know. We want to help pull a business owner into what we call the aha zone. In other words, we want them to turn the light bulb on of understanding, to go, oh, I didn't know that, or I didn't see it that way, or I didn't realize it was done in that manner. And it helps just to unlock potential about their business, and that's the Holy Grail. Okay, I'm going to show you the tool here. I'm going to share my screen here. This is a simulation tool, and here's what we're doing. Is we're helping, again, conceptually, here's the whole point, double the profits of a business, okay? I'm going to show you how this works in this simulation area, okay? But number one, we're going to make the assumption that a business is doing $500,000 a year in annual revenue. We're going to make the assumption, not that, we're going to make the assumption that they're doing 50% gross margins, and then we're going to make the assumption that they're doing 10% net. By the way, in America, 10% is the average net profit, okay, which is not like amazing. Yes, there are plenty that are doing better than that. There's plenty that are doing worse. That's why it's called an average, right? So I'm going to select my currency, US here. So let me kind of go down here first and then let me show you a couple of things. So there's about 40 or so strategies in totality to grow a business, okay, in most cases. There's 12 of them that we've identified of what we call no-cost strategies, all right? This simply means that the business can implement these without spending additional money in doing so. One of the things, talk about counterintuitive thinking, one of the things that a lot of businesses struggle with is that they're told, hey, first thing you got to do is go out there and advertise, all right? You got to do marketing, you got to do advertising. Of course we need to do marketing and advertising, but not before we make sure that these initial 12 no-cost strategies are built in the business. Why? You're going to burn about 90% or more of that money, advertising money. It will not go anywhere because you don't have foundational principles. That's what these 12 are that you're looking at right through here, okay? So the question is, if we're taking a business, doing $500,000 at 50% gross margins and 10% net, what happens if we apply a little bit of incremental increases in all 12 areas? Well, check this out. If all we did was apply 1.4% in those 12 areas, I want you to see down here, Currently, the business is doing $50,000 in that profit. That's the 10% we talked about. By applying 1.4 in all 12 of these areas, you'll see that we've made an impact of doubling the profits of the business. Now they're not just doing 50,000. Now they're doing over 100,000. Their current revenues are at 500,000. We've added, in this case, about 82,000, giving them $582,000. So let's just kind of break this down a little bit so you make sure that you have strong context. If we were to apply these numbers to cutting some marginal cost in the business, we're saying that 1.4% of that at these numbers means that we would cut $6,300 annually. Not hard to do on a business that's doing 500,000. Take that 6,300 divided over 12, not that big of a deal. Let's say that they're struggling with competition in the market, and we need to create a market dominating position for them. If we did that marginally, in other words, just kind of okay, we're talking about only driving an additional $3,500 per year, okay? If they were to create a compelling offer, increasing their prices, upsells and cross-sells, and so on. These are foundational tools, and now visually, you can sit down just like I've done for you, and in 5 minutes, been able to help them to recognize and to see the concept of the acceleration of profits, all right? So this is a tool, again, that we use. It's called a simulation tool. You can use it in a workshop setting. You can give the link to one of your prospects. You can do it with them over a coffee or a lunch. There's a number of ways that we teach and train our coaches to utilize this tool to be able to show the concepts. Let me show you one more, just for concept itself. Let me take this back down to 0. And let's just say that we were going to go strategy by strategy. Let's say that they've never identified their costs at all. Well, maybe we could see a 3% impact in this area alone. Maybe they've never bundled anything together, and we can see a 2% impact in that one. Maybe they've never thought about, what are some of the additional products and services that they can offer their current clients. And you know what? We got a lot of work that we can do there, and they were to apply a 4% impact, right? Maybe they've never created any kind of partnerships of any kind in working with those that, what are the types of things that customers also buy before they buy their product or service, or after they buy their product? Can they create some joint venture, relationships with them? And they were to just have a 2%. So you see that, if you were to just go even uniqueness, this is a big one typically, we'll want to add about 3% there. You'll see how in this case, while we've only identified, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right? Not even 50% of the initial 12. Even at small marginal gains, okay? You see we're adding 84% of a profit impact in this case, taking the business doing $50,000 a year to $92,000, nearly doubling the business in just 5 areas. So there's a number of ways that you can show them visually what the concept is of profit acceleration. And the next step in this journey is when we do this with a prospect, is that we then invite them to take what we call the 100K challenge. It's a full-blown deep dive specifically to their numbers of the business. It's like a big brother solution to what you're seeing or what you saw here in this case right here. And so here's the point I want to share with you today. Maybe you're in a situation where you're looking to expand, you're looking to grow, you want to kind of turn to the coaching aspect, but you don't have the resources, you don't have the tools. I can't stress enough, tools like this neutralize what you know or what you don't know. Bigger than that, it helps them to recognize what's possible in their business without you telling them what's possible in their business. We teach concepts, we teach strategy. That's why we're called strategists. We are helping them to recognize what happens when you implement one strategy at a time, and then we walk them through it one step at a time, reducing overwhelm, making the process simple. If you'd like to learn more about this and how it could work for you, you can simply go to businesscoachmastery.com, businesscoachmastery.com. There's some information you can get there about our done-for-you system. If you ever want to have a chat, you can certainly you can schedule that as well. There might be some information on this webpage. If this is on the webpage, there could be some information there as well you can gain as well. Okay? Hope that helps. Until next time, take care.